NATO warns West to prepare for possible war with China and Russia. The newly appointed NATO commander in Europe, General Alexis Grinkevich, has warned that the United States and European Union must begin preparing for a potential war with both China and Russia. According to the Bild, the general believes Chinese President Xi Jinping is planning to invade Taiwan and may use Russia to divert NATO's attention. Grinkevich says the Kremlin could be pushed to launch an attack on NATO countries, thereby weakening the Western Front and enabling Beijing to move on Taiwan. He warns that the West has no more than 2.5 years to prepare. The year 2027, he says, could mark a major global crisis. NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte echoed this assessment, suggesting that China could use Russia as cannon fodder to strike Baltic or other NATO states and relieve pressure in the Indo-Pacific region. Ukraine proposes new round of peace talks with Russia. Ukraine's National Security and Defense Council chief, Rustem Umerov, has proposed a new round of talks with the Russian side, potentially taking place as early as next week. The talks would build on previous discussions held in Istanbul and focus on prisoners of war exchanges, the return of deported Ukrainian children, and the cessation of hostilities. President Volodymyr Zelensky stressed that Ukraine is ready for dialogue at the highest level between heads of state as the only way to achieve lasting peace. He's also urged Moscow to stop avoiding hard decisions. Zelensky added that Ukraine is working with the United States in an accelerated format. In his address, the Ukrainian president said agreements with President Trump must be implemented swiftly. These include air defense supplies, a new weapon agreement, and the export of Ukrainian defense technology, particularly drones, which have proven highly effective in the war.
We are also working actively in the American direction. There are agreements with President Trump that we must implement as quickly as possible. Ukraine is focused on maximum productivity. This includes our agreements on air defense, a new weapons deal with the United States, and the export of advanced Ukrainian military technology to the US. Primarily drones, which have proven to be extremely effective in this war as life-saving defense tools. Our government officials have also significantly stepped up efforts related to interceptor drones.
Trump threatens Iran over a nuclear site. U.S. President has issued a warning, threatening to destroy any new or restored nuclear facilities. Writing on his social platform, Truth Social, Trump claimed that all 3 existing Iranian nuclear sites have already been completely destroyed. He added that any future attempt by Tehran to rebuild would require years and suggested it would be better to start over in 3 new locations before those 2 are eliminated, should Iran proceed with nuclear development. Putin rejects Trump's peace proposal, continues attacks on Ukraine. According to the Washington Post, Russian dictator has rejected peace proposal from President Trump, despite terms that would have favored the Kremlin, including barring Ukraine from joining NATO and allowing Russia to retain control over occupied territories. Instead, Russia intensified missile attacks on Ukrainian cities, crushing hopes for an end to the war or a reset in ties with the West. While Russian officials present Putin's stance as a strategic, Western analysts call it a grave miscalculation that is costing Moscow international power, energy markets, and key allies. Russia's influence in the Middle East is declining, with Syria and Iran weakened. It has also lost ground in the Caucasus and Central Asia. Its main arms suppliers is now isolated North Korea. Experts believe Putin's rejection of even favorable terms reveals its irrational motives. The war has already caused nearly 1 million casualties and reflects Putin's personal resentment toward Ukraine for rejecting Russia's dominance rather than rational security concerns. Alexander Usyk delivered a spectacular knockout in the 5th round last night, defeating Britain's Daniel Dubois and becoming the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world for the 3rd time. The highly anticipated rematch took place at London's iconic Wembley Stadium, with the title of undisputed heavyweight champion on the line. Usyk once again proved his dominance in the ring, securing a historic victory for Ukraine. Sorry, Dubois, that's sport. My people wanted this win, Usyk said from the ring. Speaking in Ukrainian, he added, I want to thank the guys defending our country. The unit holding the line on the front, you are incredible. You make it possible for me to stand here today. President Volodymyr Zelensky commented on the triumph with just a few powerful words. Undisputed champion, a legend, he's ours. Thank you for watching us. For more content, please subscribe.